Nabalan get some lawyer some details legend is weighing, telling yet only serve she down your way, saying you should assume just a passing king delay. Taring a lenges are on a gelazin the Nung, Belgium key gas a Brussels to Toshimbi. Geji Pedu Gabut Sobe, Soki, Ting Gubeto, Geno Consa Gamgo Chimpuchoki, Sungding Day, Chiti Kanlu, Nunzidoma Chone. Yinge Nang, Dr. Nangwede, Shamla, since Yobashu.
The 9th International Conference of Tibet Support Groups commences in Brussels, Belgium from 22nd to 25th February. Yesterday, the Speaker Khenpo Sonam Temple of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Sikyong Pempa Tsering, and Kalu Nozuduma of the Department of Information and International Relations arrived at Brussels Airport and were warmly welcomed by the Tibetan community, led by Representative Rinzi Chuden Genkang and Secretary Tile Wangdu from the Office of Tibet Brussels, and Pandit Tsering, President of Belgium Tibetan Community. In the evening, the Central Tibetan Administration hosted a dinner reception to welcome the participants of the 9th International Conference of Tibet Support Groups at Thon Hotel, Brussels City Centre in Belgium. The conference opened this morning with a welcome address by Mekulas Peksa, President of Tibet Interest Group, European Parliament, followed by a message from His Holiness the Dalai Lama was read out by Kalu Nozuduma of Department of Information and International Relations of Central Tibetan Administration.
Honorable Minister of the Department of Information and International Relations, Kalu Nozuduma, to please come on stage and read His Holiness's message for the conference.
Hello, Tishtilek. It is a great pleasure to see everyone gathered here today. And I would like to express my appreciation to all of you for your presence at this 9th International Conference of Tibet Support Groups, which is being held here in Brussels. But first of all, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament, Honorable Sikyong, and all our distinguished guests and friends of Tibet gathered here, including our distinguished guest here on the dais, Honorable Mr. Mekulas Peksa, who is the Member of Parliament of European Parliament, and also the President of the Tibet Interest Group in European Parliament, and Dr. Hans Gard Pottering, who is the former President of the European Parliament. And we also have Mr. Wangbo Teto, who is a former parliamentarian and also the Executive Director of the ICT International Campaign for Tibet based in Netherlands. So with this, I would like to express my appreciation to all of you, and also like to thank you profusely for your strong support and solidarity with the Tibetan people and for the cause of Tibet. So we are very much looking forward to the upcoming few days where we take stock of the current Tibet situation and status, and based on which we hopefully formulate and develop coordinated and action-oriented strategies that will help us in leading us closer to the ultimate goal of resolving the Sino-Tibet conflict through dialogue process based on the middle way policy. And I hope that our conference outcome will help us in strengthening our movement and advocacy, and also help us in restoring the lost dignity, human rights, and freedom of the Tibetan people. So with this, I consider it my deepest honor and a privilege to be sharing with you the precious message from the globally recognized, universally revered, and widely adored icon of peace, compassion, and nonviolence, His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama. So I take this opportunity to thank the Kashat Secretariat and also, particularly the Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, for positively considering and facilitating our earnest request for this invaluable message from His Holiness the Dalai Lama to all of you participating in this important conference. Without further ado, kindly allow me to read out the statement. I send my warmest greetings and Tashidelek to everyone participating in the 9th International Conference of Tibet Support Groups being held in Brussels, Belgium from February 23rd to 25th, 2024. The widespread interest of the international community across the world has been a major source of encouragement and support in our efforts to preserve our identity and keep the Tibetan cause alive. I therefore want to thank all of you who represent those friends and supporters that have voluntarily devoted time and resources to working for the just cause of the Tibetan people. As I often say, we consider you not as pro-Tibetan, but pro-justice. Although the global political environment has been changing rapidly, the fundamental issue of Tibet remains the same. Therefore, I would like to reiterate here some of the points I have made to this conference in the past, as well as on other occasions. The question of Tibet is not merely a matter of justice and human rights, but it is about the preservation of Tibet's unique and distinct culture, which has the potential to contribute to human development. The religious aspects of Buddhism may be of relevance only to Buddhists, but I really feel that Buddhist science, including the science of mind and Buddhist culture based around compassion and non-violence, can be of great benefit to humanity and even to those who do not practice Buddhism or follow any religion. It is also important to note that today more and more Chinese are following Buddhism. Another crucial issue is the ecology of Tibet. It is well known that the plateau provides fresh water resources to more than 2 billion people who make up 30% of the global population. However, due to the climate crisis created by human activities, the rate of warming on the Tibetan plateau is nearly double the global average. This presents a severe threat to the region's water balance. Therefore, protection of the Tibetan environment is truly a global concern. In 2011, I voluntarily and happily devolved my political responsibilities to the elected Tibetan leadership. Since then, I have dedicated my efforts to fulfilling 4 commitments: the promotion of human values, the encouragement of inter-religious harmony, keeping Tibetan Buddhist culture, the basis of our identity, alive, and creating greater awareness and interest in ancient Indian wisdom, focusing on compassion, which is karuna, and non-violence, which is ahimsa. I am sure you will join me in contributing to creating a more peaceful world. It is my hope that before long, the Chinese leadership will understand the real value of Tibet's culture of peace and compassion, which has enormous potential to contribute to enriching both China and world at large. No matter how powerful the People's Republic of China becomes, it is important that China must earn the trust and respect of the international community in building a peaceful world. Despite undergoing great difficulties, the faith and aspiration of our people, the majority of whom are inside Tibet, have remained undiminished. I am confident that our friends and supporters of Tibetans will continue to assist and support our leadership of the Central Tibetan Administration in its efforts to fulfill the aspirations of Tibetans. Their heartfelt wish is to live in freedom and dignity. As the Tibetan saying goes, there will be a time when the sun emerges from behind the clouds. With my prayers and good wishes, signed the Dalai Lama, February 19, 2024. Thank you.